Hey, we're here in Paradise, Utah, and we're talking about this landscape, and we're going to talk particularly about one of the elements of the project that we were trying to figure out when we began, which was how to handle this, we call it this pit area. So with the client, as you can see in the background, this is basically flat farmland. And but they dug a walkout basement because they have a game room and entertainment area in the basement for kids to play, and they wanted that to feed out to a fun area outside. So one of the things that we're trying to figure out is how do we make this not feel like it's a complete hole in the ground, and how do we have continuity between the downstairs patio, which you can hopefully see here in the background, and the swimming pool, and connect these areas. And that became kind of the critical feature of the backyard, is how do we have this flow all together. So one of the things that we did, and we'll go down, and then also how do we do that without it draining and having water problems with all of the lawn coming in. So let's go down and we'll take a look and see what we did. So one of the things that you'll see is we put in these retaining walls, and that helped, but we also didn't want the whole thing to be, again, feeling like we're in a pit. So we opened it up. So we only did some modified retaining walls in this front out to the where, so there could be a table around the patio, fire pit, and then as you go up, we created a lawn ramp, and we changed the grade. We made it so the grade will be able to, even though there might be a little bit of sloughing with the soil prep, for the most part, the grade that is not too steep, and the perennials will just fill in. And what this is just a real natural, like, splatter of color. And I don't mean splatter in a bad word, I mean it in a good word. And like, it's very disorganized, and that's intentional. It's not very formal, although we do have the trees on both sides, but the color palette below is very much just a mix, like you'd find in a very, like a garden pot with a mix of perennials, or excuse me, a mix of annuals. And so then we've also created some different annual pockets. So there's some areas that we still got to do, and we're not finished. That's why some things aren't swept or clean yet. But we still got to come in and put in some soil prep, and different areas that you can't really see. But some areas have weed bear and some don't, because we created planting pockets for annuals where the homeowner can come in, and you can see, like, they've started to put in some geraniums and marigolds and different annuals. We've also got some hydrangeas, which are tough to grow in our climate, but there are some varieties of white hydrangeas that can work. And then uh, we've got some taller shrubs to help cover the walls as they grow up. We've got some fine line buckthorns, or rhamnus frangula. We've got some more snowball, Annabelle type hydrangea stuff up on this wall that you'll be able to see that eventually will grow up. On top of that, there will be boxwoods that will be a backdrop for winter gem boxwoods. And so as you see this and and roll out, we've got a French drain at the end of the patio. So any drainage that comes can be handled by the French drain, and is all subsurface. And that way there's no water that's going to run out and risk flooding the basement. I think that's about it. I think the contractor, I should add, did come in and add these wood benches on top of the retaining walls. It's just fun to create sitting areas, which we did. And these stairs go up to a hot tub, and then there's the master suite there. And so that way, someone can come and really flow out from a pool table and a movie room inside to a fire pit to dining, and run right up on there, play sports, zip around to the pool. And this all is integrated. Even though it's a pretty sizable space, it all flows together and has continuity.